Hello, this is Joe with Nerd in Korea. We're continuing our Intro to Magic series. I'm looking at more of the color pairs today, or the first color pairs. We looked at monocolors last time and talked about the color pie. Now we're doing the allied colors. So I'm going to explain what that means in just a second here. Alright, and my computer's being extra slow again. Fun! So the 5 colors in Magic can be combined in decks, alright? So we talked about there's the 5 colors. There's white, blue, green, red, and black. So they can be combined in colors and on individual cards. So when there's 2 of these colors, they're referred to as a color pair, which makes sense. There are 10 combinations of the 5 colors. So the 5 colors can be put together in different ways in 10 combinations. So these are divided into allied and enemy pairs based on where they are in the color wheel, right? If the colors are beside each other, they're allied. If they're across from each other, they're enemy, basically. The most common names are from Ravnica, but there are other names from different planes. Okay, today we're just going to talk about the Ravnica names, and those are the standard names that people use. Ravnica is a plane. So don't worry about Ravnica, but it's just where these names come from. The 5 allied pairs are made by combining the individual colors with the ones beside them on the color wheel. So here you can see the color wheel, and the ones beside each other are there. So the first one there with the tree, that's called Selesnya. The red and green is Gruul. Then we have Rakdos, the red and black. And then Dimir is the black-red, or black-blue, black-blue is Dimir. And then white-blue is Azorius, is what it's called. So originally these combinations are supposed to be a lot more common in cards. These days you can't really tell because there's, something like 30,000 cards at this point. So if you want to find enemy pairs, you can find lots of them too. I actually was pretty surprised to see that they're supposed to be more common, because I can think of just as many. So first of all, we are going to talk about Azorius. So the Azorius symbol is this triangle right here with a kind of circle maze in the middle. All of my descriptions are from mtgfandom.com. Usually I try to use a whole bunch of different sources and make my own PowerPoint. This is just copy and pasted because they did have just everything right there. So this is all from MTG Fandom. This is not something I wrote. I want to be very clear. So it says white-blue is slow and steady. Typical white-blue decks stall the game and let the users cast their major spells in the late game. Okay, so you want to hold off, and then your late game, you come in strong. There's a lot more counter spells and things like that, definitely. Common mechanics: flying, flash, tapping, counter spells, and temporary exiling permanents. So again, temporary exile, so a lot of times what you want to do is make your own thing disappear and then come back. And when it comes back, a lot of creatures will get enter the battlefield effects, so when they come in, they do something. They come in, they might destroy someone's enchantment. So if you want to blow up a bunch of enchantments, you make these things disappear and reappear over and over again, and then they blow up a whole bunch of your opponent's stuff, which is very good. Common creatures: birds, kithkin, wizards. And the Azorius Senate is what it's called. Right then, group name is Azorius Senate. Next we have Selesnya. And I think this looks like, Starlight from The Boys, but anyway, maybe that's just me. Of course, she's an elf, so not really, but anyway. The Selesnya symbol is that tree, kind of a white and green tree. Green-white detests black individualistic attitude in the color pair of groups and unity. Green-white thrives in being in groups. Again, so green-white tactics are very, very different. I do have a Selesnya deck. It's a +1/+1 counters deck. So getting lots of +1/+1 counters and making your creatures really big. Vigilance, creature tokens, creature boosting, pump, and life gain are very common tactics. Especially, life gain. There's a lot of life gain decks in green-white that are very, very powerful. And the Ravnica Guild is called the Selesnya Conclave. Their common creature types are elves, centaurs, and knights. I think elves and knights in particular recently. We've had a lot, because there's been a couple Eldraine sets out in the last few years. We've got lots of elves and knights. Gruul. Okay, Gruul. So this is red-green. The Gruul symbol is kind of a weird fireball eyeball thing, but anyway. Red-green is very unthinking because it has red's impulsiveness and green's perseverant. Preference for, I can't read very well apparently, for instinct over the mind. Again, red-green is just a very aggressive combination. Red and green are probably the two most aggressive colors. So when you're playing Gruul, it's usually just attack, attack, attack. Which is fun. But yeah. Common mechanics, trample. So again, attacking and doing damage over the defender. Haste, doing damage really quickly. Creatures can act on their first turn. Reach, it means they're not flying, but they can stop flyers. Land removal, which is not popular. Fight, which means two creatures. Usually you attack a person, right? The other player, and that player uses blockers. With fight, you can say one creature attacks another creature. They fight, right? They basically the creature's controller does not get to choose. So that is very powerful. Creature types: warriors, shaman, goblins, especially goblins, and beasts. I think goblins, when you're thinking Gruul, a lot of people have the goblin deck is the number one. But Gruul clans is what it's called here. Rakdos. Again, red, black, Rakdos. So the Rakdos symbol is this kind of weird mask that's red and black. Black's will for power at any cost and red speedy energy combined to create a very fast and powerful color pair. Again, this is also very aggressive and very fast. I think this is probably faster than Gruul, but Gruul also has green, so you can get lots of energy. But it's mostly about knocking down your opponent's life total a lot of times. So once again, for common mechanics, we have haste. Again, just like with the last one, we had Gruul had haste. Wither. So wither means that you can attack with it, and after it attacks, it dies. Okay? So it just goes from the battlefield. But you kind of just want to keep throwing wither things at people until they're dead. Disallowing life gain. So this is kind of an interesting one. It's very like anti-green, anti-white. You make it so they cannot gain life. So even a lot of red and black can have life gain, like there's vampires that are red-black. So it can potentially work against you, but Also power boosting. With things like usually like boosting power and losing toughness. So you can, it's a little risky because you can kill your own thing as well. But anyway. Common creature types: demons, elementals, goblins, and devils. Especially like demons, I think are very, very common for this color combination. The Cult of Rakdos is what this is called in Ravnica. Alright. Dimir. So again, Dimir is blue-black. Their symbol is this spider with a weird eyeball on it, which is probably the most terrifying, I think. So blue-black is relegated to secrets and forbidden knowledge. Related, not relegated. Related to secrets and forbidden knowledge. Blue's emphasis on information and black's solitary nature combine to create a very secretive color pair. Again, a lot of this is information control and kind of alternative win conditions. So like, usually you beat people by damaging them. This, a lot of times, you'll have some kind of sneaky way of winning. So that's what we're going to look at next. So common mechanics, milling. So you make people take all their cards out of the library and put it into the graveyard. And when they need to draw a card and there's nothing there, they lose the game. So it's kind of a sneaky way of doing it. Card draw and discard, making people discard things from their hands so they don't have any color spells to cast. Again, they can't cast any spells if they don't have any spells. So in a way, this is kind of better than a counter spell because like it takes options off the table. Rather than waiting until they cast the spell and counter it, you just make it so they don't even have the spell in the first place. I think a lot of ways that's better. Library manipulation. So affecting the library, so you can maybe make it so you have what you need and they don't have what they need. And making things unblockable. Again, just getting attacks through without being able to stop them. Very powerful. Common creature types. Merfolk, fairies, rogues, assassins, wizards. I think rogues and assassins are traditionally the most common. Fairies, again, because of Eldraine. There's a lot of fairies in Eldraine. Merfolk is also a good one. And the Ravnica Guild is called House Dimir. Okay. In the next video, we will continue looking at the enemy colors. So again, we covered 5 colors, and we have 5 more left, right? The enemy colors, the ones that are not beside each other on the color pie. So there's still lots more to go, and then after that, tricolors, then after that, multicolors. All right, anyway, thank you. Please like and subscribe. All right, take it easy. Bye-bye.